Freaking out, man. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a drill. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
Another Sunday, another show. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. Well, last Sunday was a great event with Leo Zagami at Kingman for some force. Little of excitement, different other reasons, but let's move on. This really was a pleasure to meet Leo and his beautiful wife, seriously. And more important, to listen, to understand the first experience, Leo witnessing about really what these elite are doing, or what's happening in the Vatican, what's happening inside these secret society, who's taking over these secret societies. You know, we all hear about the Masons and the different things. I mean, there are different levels of masonry. You know, there are brotherhoods, of course. There are people that they like to get together, do business. But there is also a very dark side that it goes up, and it's not just for the average person there. And that's pretty much what it was about, you know. And I tell you, I invite you to read Leo's Zagami books because so much information that is also verifiable, and unfortunately it is true. I wish it wasn't true. But regardless, that was a nice experience from a level of humanity, really, to meet a man that he was born in the same town where I was born. We grew up pretty much in the same places. We were talking about same spots where we were growing up. And it's funny, you know, when he was a kid, his family was threatening him to send him to a boarding school, the same boarding school pretty much where I went to. So it's kind of funny, but it was nice. And also finally to talk a little bit in Italian. But regardless, now let's go to today's show. Okay, first of all, I would like to continue today the conversation about health. You know, we were talking about how to develop combat mindset, how to become able to defend yourself. But if the first thing you don't have, it's your body, the control of your body, your health, it's going to be very hard. Yeah, you can have a firearm, but still, this is not going to work. Your body is the first weapon, okay? Your body is the weapon. Your brain is the weapon. So we were talking about really starting from what type of food, I'm not asking you or telling you what type of diet. I'm not telling you what type of, taste you should have. I'm telling you what garbage, in my humble opinion, based also on facts and the fact that I'm probably a little bit more than the average person out there when it comes down to health education, when it comes down to food education, I'm not trying to give you medical advices. I'm not trying to give you anything regarding that. Go to your doctor, whatever. But I tell you, man, women, sometimes, my humble opinion, what doctors tell you, it really is exactly the problem, or at least is the cause of the problem. Regular doctors, in my humble opinion, of course, they don't really cure anything. They just suppress the symptoms. Many diseases that today we have, starting from cancer, it would not even happen if somebody was giving you the time to tell you what type of food you should eat, what type of diet you should have, what type of chemicals you should not pour in your body. Seriously. So at that point, you don't need to cut and chop, and get all these other chemicals, or radiation. I'm telling you, this is the most important thing. But the problem are not the doctors. The doctors, after all, they've just been trained by an organization that pretty much set the curriculums for the industry. The problem here is who is behind this big, huge machine teaching to the teachers, teaching to the doctors. Remember that at the beginning of the century, the Rockefeller Foundation, who also owns not just the big companies like the oil companies, but they have no problem with that, till then suppress new technology, till they control government, then have a problem, till they start wars, But the problem is the Rockefeller Foundation started it, for example, the different organizations, no-profit organizations, to create this medical research and also to create exactly what we call the new medicine. Remember, they control they own the pharmacy. The big pharma is owned by companies like the Rockefeller Foundation. They own the banks that somehow they finance this corporation, this big pharma. So it's all connected to 3-4 families at the end. So you are not surprised that really the conventional medicine, it wasn't never made or intended to cure the cause of your problems, but instead was made to just suppress the symptoms and keep you as a customer for life. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, all we have to start to look at the way we live our life. Exactly what type of food we have. What type of food we can choose. Now, we were talking about last week about, of course, starting from the basic, your water. And of course, stay away from GMO, stay away from regular food full of pesticides, but also start to look at the ingredients. Whenever you buy anything processed, there are so many additives. Everything is an additive now. You gotta watch it. When you drink those sodas that you think they're just some sort of a funny little colorful drinks, that's pure poison. Corn syrup, sugar is one of the biggest, fuel for your cancer or your potential tumors. They thrive on that. Don't even get me going. What are the chemicals they add there? I mean, you want to talk about Mountain Dew? Something that there is a substance in Mountain Dew that is being outlawed in Europe. And by the way, Europe, they're not even better, but still, sometimes they get it right. Mountain Dew, there is a substance, let me repeat it, that has been outlawed in Europe. It's so toxic that normally should be used only to cool off your engine. Okay? Seriously, the green stuff, normally you put in your radiator, that's pretty much what it is about. And look at people that normally drink all this stuff. I'm sorry. I go to Walmart sometimes or grocery shopping and I look at their basket. All I have to say, let me show me your basket, your shopping cart, and I tell you who you are. Okay? And I can see them. And it's very sad because this is the new trend of the American people. And the reality is that a sick population can never be independent, can never stand up against tyranny. And that's what they're doing on top. Not only they're making you sick, and they're trying to control you in this way because, after all, you're going to be sick. You're not going to have enough money to pay all these expenses, the continuous doctors and bills. Because no doctor is going to ever cure you, definitely. Their goal is to keep you around, give you always more and more stuff. And more pills you get, more side effects you will have. People say, wow, look, you don't like medicine. No, I like medicine. I like true medicine. Okay? I truly believe that the human had found in centuries somehow try to find a way to heal people. But the last 100 years, what we have now, this is no more medicine. Yeah, we have a lot of new researches about how to somehow defeat some problems. But the problem is, we create also these problems. See, yeah, we want to somehow cure cancer, but guess what? Cancer is multiplying more and more because of what exactly we allow to happen. And knowledge would solve that problem. So when people tell you what is the best, medicine, probably it's knowledge. When you start to know what you should eat, what you should not eat, you have better chances to stay away from things. And then don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are some also other factors. It is not just what you eat. Also, of course, is your environment. Of course. If people are dumping, look at the sky right now. They're dumping. This is official from the government. It's no more conspiracy. I know, for example, former Senator Kelly Ward, that she was laughing at us 5 years ago in Mojave County when we mentioned the word chemtrails/geoengineering. Oh, we don't believe in that. Oh, they are not true. Guess what? We had former CIA Director John Brennan on video from the Council of Foreign Relations completely spelling it out, and I put that video so many times I'm tired. Oh, we have the official documents right now, just 2019, January. Oh, the government admits we're going to start to have a weather modification/chemtrails or geoengineering because we need to save the planet from global warming. They've been doing that for 20 years, but now finally people maybe are waking up a little bit and they need to put on our face an excuse why they are spraying us like roaches. Now, that stuff that they spray in the sky, my dear listeners, let me repeat you. Look at the sky. Some days are beautiful and clear. The way it should be. The way when I moved here to Mojave County, Arizona, 15 years ago, still was. And then suddenly you have days completely like you see these planes will make no sense. They make no sense. Start to cross each other like zigzag, like completely geometrical patterns, and you will see this sort of a vapor trail, like they want to call it, the zombies out there. Doesn't disappear. By the way, there are companies like Weather Modification Inc. that I interviewed a few years ago. And by the way, YouTube removed my interview. Interesting. That it's been around a lot. But what it really is, it's different layers of knowledge. Like the secret societies, like the Masons, like the Illuminati. Not everybody is going to know everything. It's all about compartmentalization, They let you know a little bit. Oh, this is for global warming. Oh, really? Then you start to see there are different ingredients or different chemicals, elements that they put in this, whatever they're spraying. And yes, some are supposedly to stop the sun. And by the way, it's a killer idea in a way that it's killing us. It is a completely dumb idea. Without sun, we die. Okay? By the way, CO2, it is part of life. So they are completely going against any logic. But of course, every logic out there doesn't matter when you have a bunch of sheep somehow dressed as Antifa or communist leftists brainwashed out of this public education system. That would be fine, everything. If you tell them, by the way, H2O, it's poison, or they will probably believe it. Probably they don't even know what is H2O, okay? The point is, that's exactly what the elite is doing. Is using our ignorance to kill us, to destroy us, to control us. I know, you may say kind of little dramatic stuff, but guess what? This is the show. Today's show we will do about how to defend ourselves as individuals and also as a free humanity against the globalists and evil in general. So everything starts from your persona, your person. I don't care who you are. If you want to stand up for freedom, start for yourself, from yourself. Become a better person. Start to become a healthier person. Stay away from medications. I really have to. And by the way, there are other alternatives to medication. I don't say that you need to completely go off everything. No way. There are naturopath. There are homeopathic. By the way, I grew up when I was in Italy. I was one of the first, probably at least, patients in the homeopathic medicine in Italy. It was kind of a novelty. My mama was at least smart enough to figure it out that regular doctors, they were killing me every time I had some disease. Instead, we were able to go into this homeopathic. And, I remember still my doctor, bless his soul, I know he's dead now, died a few years ago. It was amazing. Every other doctor really completely said, oh, you have to have a surgery, you got to get steroids, whatever. I had a problem with my respiration, I couldn't breathe. Just BS. 3 weeks of homeopathic medicine, I was clear. Everything was gone. And a few times I was sick. That's what I used to get. For the stress, for everything. Doesn't matter. So there are other alternatives out there. And I really beg you to look into it. Don't trust me. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not doctor. Even, of course, I don't really trust much doctors. As I said, not because they're bad people. Some doctors, they really put their life out there. They really believe it. But their training, unfortunately, their foundation is really based on false, or at least from, let's say, partisans, foundations. Look, there are some official, let's say, news and reports from different CEO of big pharmaceutical company that really truly said that our business model is not to cure patients, because there wouldn't be no, let's say, wouldn't be not profitable. And that's true. Think about it. If they really cure you, what do? How do they make $20 million a year or more for just their CEO paycheck? So the point is they need to keep having new patients. So that's the idea. They never want to cure you completely. And there is also, of course, out there some doctors that really try hard. I know that homeopathy is based on the foundation that they want this system is not about suppressing the cause, but somehow fighting the cause with the same idea of what the cause really was or is. So anyway, I'm not going to go into details, but my point is, please find your way to start to get really healthy. Now, we talk about food and other things, that's fine. Now, I would like to do a little bit of a break before we go into other things that we're going to talk this week, or at least this Sunday. I want to do a little song, because after all, this show is called Love, Guns, and Freedom. Yeah, we talk a lot about politics, and we talk about rights, nasty stuff, government, I call it nasty stuff, conspiracy, corruption, whatever. But also we need to talk about love. After all, we know sometimes we need a break. And why we do all this? Because after all, there is love behind. Whatever we fight, whenever we fight, we are truly motivated by love. I feel that. So this song is called Parla più piano. It is Italian version of the original love song, the theme song of The Godfather. By the way, technically, it's, the Italian composer, the composer of this song was an Italian. Okay? So I did my little interpretation, and here we go. Parla più piano, sang by Luca-Zanna. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom.
Parla più piano e nessuno sentirà. Il nostro amore lo viviamo io e te. Nessuno sa la verità, nemmeno il cielo che ci guarda da lassù. Parla più piano e vieni più vicino a me. Voglio sentire gli occhi miei dentro di te. Nessuno sa la verità. È un grande amore, ma più grande esisterà. Insieme a te io resterò, amore mio, sempre così. Parla più piano e vieni più vicino a me. Voglio sentire gli occhi miei dentro di te. Nessuno sa la verità. Un grande amore, ma più grande esisterà. Insieme a te io resterò, amore mio, sempre così. Parla più piano e nessuno sentirà. Il nostro amore lo viviamo io e te. Nessuno sa la verità, nemmeno il cielo che ci guarda da lassù.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman,
I'm not afraid.
and a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth,
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna
I'm not afraid.
and his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Here we go, we are back on the air. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. You know, today I wanted to do a different show. I always talk about news and politics, New World Order, and of course, all these conspiracies that they're real, by the way. I wish it was just a bunch of conspiracy. Today I need to lighten it up. You heard the song, I'm in the mood, I'm opening a bottle of wine, I'm going to drink some wine. And by the way, there are a lot of information, there's a lot of articles that pretty much says drinking wine may help you live over 90 years. Yeah, it can be true. There are a lot of different ingredients, elements that the wine provides. But the point is, must be, first of all, good wine. Don't think just because you get a cardboard wine from some, chemical distillery, because that's what it is. When you buy cheap wine, it is not real wine. It is just the byproduct of some grapes, probably GMO grapes full of pesticides that also they've been added chemicals just to make it ferment fast enough. So you gotta get real wine. First thing, my humble opinion, you need to be sure that the wine has been let's say processed or at least treated with Monsanto product like glyphosate, like Roundup. Right there we have a problem. I mean, if you drink that wine, that's gonna give you just cancer. That's my opinion. That's fine. I know that technically when you say things like that, you're supposed to be a medical doctor. No, this is my opinion. And I tell you, my opinion based on facts. So be sure that your wine, at least, come from parts of the world that they don't use Monsanto. Okay? They don't use this sort of glyphosate that they are completely a cancer. They are the cancer of humanity. But if you get the good wine that is done in the right way, organically grown and processed, that can have a lot of great effects, if done, of course, with moderation. I drink wine pretty often. But when? At night, when I relax, when I have my meals. I never get drunk. I understand alcohol can be somehow, not really good for your brain. Of course, alcohol is always alcohol. It gives a little bit of inebriation and feelings and buzzing. But the point is moderation. I don't remember ever I got drunk. Even when I was in my young age, when I was in my 20s, maybe I can count on my right hand how many times really I was a little bit more than the average. I always enjoy, especially good wine, in a way to almost as a nourishment. Because after all, wine has some great properties. There is antioxidants, you got fermentation, you have enzymes. So there is something that I believe truly that can be helpful. At least my grandfather, who from my mother's side, who died almost at 86, 87, almost 90, made it through. And he made it, why he died? Because he was sent to the hospital because he broke a leg. He broke a leg and the hospital gave him an infection. Otherwise he was doing fine. He was doing great. I don't remember a day in his life. Every time I was coming back home, especially dinner, the wine was flowing, man. That was like a river. Beautiful. By the way, he has his own winery. That was amazing. I really enjoy going to his winery when I was a kid, even helping out. Of course, it was a big winery, by the way. A lot of people working, or at least was a good mid-sized winery. And it's beautiful. And he has his own grapes and his own land. And I enjoy those moments. These are memories that I remember when I was in Italy that I treasure. Italy that unfortunately is gone right now. My grandfather is gone. I'm here. And I'm happy to be here, don't get me wrong. At the same time, I'm still nostalgic. That's where I grew up. That's the places I was. And somehow even with my own family, hardship, because, I have to leave family, my mom, when I was 11. I went to boarding schools because my mother had cancer. I went to a very hard time since I started to understand what's going on between my father and my mom. My father was an abusive man. He was a violent man. So it's not exactly a fun time, but I have also good memories. Not everything was bad, As I said, my grandfather was a great grandfather, at least with me. He treated me always like I was his son. And I remember riding in his Mercedes, going through his wineries, his land, and looking at people working, helping out, drinking wine. I remember my first glass of wine I drank, I was probably 8 or 9. I know probably the CPS now, they would have kidnapped me if I were here. Guess what? It was great. It was better than the stupid ass, juice that you drink and you buy from whatever shop full of corn syrup or additives. And of course, when you have all these oranges or whatever fruit full of pesticides. That wine for me was like fresh juice, especially when the wine was very, very young, Wine can be powerful. And I tell you, I never get drunk even there, but I enjoy it. I was a little kid. One day I found my way to the cantina. I don't know exactly in English the name, when they storage all the wine, start to ferment. And I found this beautiful, big barrel where the wine was started fermenting. I was very young. And I said, good taste. Well, I almost fell inside. I still remember the day was an amazing day. That was my first day, really. I was in complete contact with wine. And by the way, people think, are you a drunk, guys? No, I'm not drunk. I'm not an addict or anything. Coffee, yes, I do, probably. I'm an addict to that. But wine, I enjoy with my food. And I tell you, it is not just about the health benefits. Think about how many times people take medication to relax, for depression and for that. If you can enjoy wine without being dependent, in a healthy way, with friends, with family, or even just by yourself, but with meals, that you don't treat wine like some sort of, oh, I need to drink wine because I need to forget my problems. No, I need to drink wine because I want to be happy. Because after all, this meal tastes better. Because after all, the nourishment that I get from wine, it's good. It is good for me. Look, I'm 51. By the way, I just started last week my new challenges. And challenges for my bodies are not just for my bodies, but for me as a human being. I'm not trying to join any type of school or military school like I used to when I was a kid. I had to do some tests, or I don't need to join the Marines or Navy SEALs or anything. It is for me. I truly believe that when you are the best you can be, it is a challenge that starts to encourage you as a human being to be better. And that's what it's about, to improve ourselves. Also, remember, we are, as individuals, we are the weapon against tyranny, not just fighting the regular criminals. If you have a healthy population who understand what it means to take care of yourself, respect your body, like almost is your temple, that's the way you're going to start to fight back against tyranny. After all, tyranny comes in different ways. If you understand knowledge that you don't buy anymore that Mountain Dew or the diet sodas, you say, you know what, screw that. You need us. We don't need you. We're not going to get sick with that garbage. We're not going to get sick eating all that estrogenated, meat out of some, whatever factory where they kick them out, everything that is additives, everything that you have chemicals inside that, you need to understand everything's process can be bad for you. Keep it simple. Keep it close to nature. Keep it close the way it's supposed to be, So anyway, knowledge is the most important weapon. But then you are the weapon, of course. So I think it's powerful to start to really learn all these things and start to feel better. Then, when really you don't need anymore the government, because that's what they want you. They want you sick, they want you dependent, they want you poor. Instead, you want to be, first of all, healthy. When you're healthy, you can also make the best out of you. You can make the right economic decisions. You can work. You can create a business. You can be productive. But if you're sick, everything goes down to the toilet. Think about it. And then what you need? You need the government. Of course, you need the Democrats or the Republicans. Doesn't really matter. They are the same at the end. But you need to be dependent on your master. We have no masters. At least speak for myself. I have no masters. I refuse to bow down to any man or woman or gods out there. Yes, I said that. I don't care what you think. I'm as free as I can. I'm not perfect, but I'm free as I can. And I know probably we're never going to be 100% free till we go to the other side. Till then, my mindset that I will resist in every way or form, starting from what I can choose about my body, what I can choose about me and my diets, and I want to become the best I can be. So let me tell you this little challenge I'm working on. It's pretty challenging for a 51-year-old, but first of all, that's the idea. Challenges must be challenging. So, 1 mile sprint. I call them sprint because this is not running. 1 mile sprint is going to be done in 7 minutes and 10 seconds or so. Under 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Now remember, for professional running when you're young, that's probably not a big deal. But I'm 51. I never really run that much since I was 20s. I used to run on the beaches. Yeah, I used to run on the beaches before dinner on the island of Sardinia after my day surfing or windsurfing and, paddling out there. That was my beautiful thing, gave me really the burst to go out and eat and drink like a king. So I used to run a mile on the sand, barefoot, beautiful, with the water in my feet almost, and I was pretty fast. Now, when I go back to that, I'm running with my boots since I live in Arizona. You don't want to run around here, but I got my little, running machine. I run with my boots and gun. And right now, I'm about 7 minutes and 45 seconds. That's pretty good. According to a friend of mine, she was in the Army. She was one of the first Army helicopter pilot. So she told me that the average time at the Army camp, when they run together in formation, it's about 9 minutes. That's pretty good, though. They're young people. I'm down to 7 minutes and 45. I will go under 7 minutes and 30. I know that. Then that's first challenge. Number 2 challenge, I need to do 100 crunches. You know what? Since I've not done crunches in 100 years, in 20 years, that's a goal. I'm getting there though. Then I'm going to do push-ups. I have push-ups with my slap. No, you push up and slap your hands, I'm going for 30. And then I'm going for 50 regular push-ups. That probably is not going to be a big deal for a young guy. Guess what? I'm 51 and I want that happen. And it will happen. So that's pretty much where I'm getting to. I need to get the best I can be. And I do it because I truly believe that it's good also for your mind, not just for your body. Now, I would like to invite you to find your challenges. When we have a population where you challenge yourself to be a better person, healthier person, stronger person, we have a better population. We have a better country. You can help. You can help yourself. You can help an innocent. You can be productive. You can be more, also an example to others. It breaks my heart when I go to the shops like Walmart or Safeway or wherever, grocery shop, and I see many people, young people, some of them, they're like probably 10 years or 5 years, or maybe even the same age I have. They're already on their wheelchair, on these electric cars, or all hunched down. I mean, seriously. That's not because you were born with a bad DNA. That's because you are the result of your choices. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me get a little break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. luca-zanna today, different show. I may take a break from politics today, just because I want to, just because I can, okay? Maybe not. We'll see. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna.
Are you ready to get lost in lust? Immerse yourself in a thunderstorm of emotions and passion. Order John luca-zanna's new book, Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic visions and love poems with forbidden erotic Italian phrases. Perfectly Crazy by John luca-zanna. Available all over the world at Amazon.com and www.zanna.us.
Okay, back here on the air. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Okay, talks 1340 AM. Today it's kind of funny. I'm doing a different type of show. Normally I start to plug here some New World Order, some, terrible things that are happening to us. And by the way, that's happening. Okay, the New World Order is unleashed. They want us dead. We understand that. They're doing everything they can to brainwash us, to bring us to global socialism or communism, the United Nations, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you that all day long. But today, nothing's going to change. Because anyway, many of you, they already know. Many of you, they may probably laugh at me, and that's fine. So I'm talking about things I enjoy. Your health, my health, wine, food, happiness. Because everything starts from small, simple things. Sometimes you look for happiness in, one day I'll be happy. One day I will retire. We'll travel the world. You know what? Why don't you start being happy today, right now? Be happy right now. Don't wait one day when you will have the $1 million or maybe you will have your retirement. Forget about it. You want to be happy now. And how does it start that? You start with the simple things. As I said, maybe a glass of wine. Maybe just the right person close to you. Maybe also the right food or the right supplements. What am I talking about here? Supplements. Yes, supplements. Because after all, food gives you the nourishment, but sometimes you don't eat enough food. Sometimes you cannot eat enough nourishment out because the quality of the food is decreasing. And also you have a fact that sometimes you need to have so much food to get the right type of quantities. One of the things I learned a lot about the supplements that I think they're really good. One is called magnesium. Magnesium. Hopefully I got it right. It's a very important mineral that you need to keep getting it every day. If you don't get it every day, you will have a lot of things that are not going to work very fine. For a while you may be fine, but then you realize that you have problems. Now, there are more than 600 reactions in the body, including the metabolism of food, transmission of nerve impulses, the synthesis of fatty acids and proteins, muscle movement, gene maintenances, and protein formation. They are somehow connected to magnesium. Think about it. Just that. So just look at some benefits. Help the blood sugar balance. This is pretty cool. I mean, think about it. If you have diabetes, it can help you the balance. Okay. Depression, it really can help you. According to different studies, magnesium is essential for proper brain function and mood regulation. Researchers indicate that without enough magnesium, you are prone or more prone to depression, according to Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance. Okay? So think about it. Sometimes these doctors, you go there, you're a little down, but anyway, it's okay to be down. You're a human being, okay? Don't think you always gotta be up, 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 up. No. Sometimes to be sad reminds you that you're a human. I welcome it. I wrote the best songs when I was sad. Of course, sadness and depression can become different levels. So, sometimes they give you, no sometimes, most of the time you go there, you're a little down, bang, plug some pills. This, Zoloft, whatever. The stuff, by the way, is proven, destroys you, makes you worse, dependent. And then, of course, you can't get off anymore. And then many of these people that they've been taking all these very strong psychodrugs, the coincidence wasn't a coincidence, it was a kind of a confirmation. All these mass shooting, they had one thing in common. Most of these people that were doing mass shooting, committing mass shooting, they were all under mental medications. So be careful, but magnesium can be very helpful. I truly believe that. So that's something to think about it. Anxiety, help also anxiety. And I tell you, that's very important. Also, magnesium can help you with your heart. Study indicate that even having a slightly reduced level of magnesium can cause severe changes in how the heart, blood vessel, blood cells, and other tissue function. So it's very important. Migraines. Researchers have shown that low brain magnesium is evident during a migraine attack. One study found that regular intake of magnesium reduced the frequency of migraine attacks. PMS. If you're a woman, you know what it means. So take a look. Brain power. Researchers show that nice given extra magnesium had better working memory, long-term memory, and great ability to learn. That's amazing. Magnesium is essential for the proper functioning of many tissues in the body, including the brain, and in an early study we demonstrated that magnesium promoted synaptic plasticity in cultured brain cells. I have no idea what he's talking about, but you know what? It's good for your brain. That's a fact. This article is from the nutritionwatchdog.com, and I'm just reading a part of it. So I think it's something to take a look, okay? Now let's look at what sources of magnesium, okay? You have a lot of great sources, natural sources, but let me get a break, and then we come back, and I'll give you the sources of magnesium. I think it's really cool. We're going to find out where you can get your magnesium, and what is the best magnesium that you should probably buy, maybe, just through your health food store. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. When can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Here we go. Back to the show. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM. We were talking about, where you get this magnesium and also exactly what are the sources. There are great supplements out there, don't get me wrong, and I think sometimes some supplements, especially if with good quality, can help you out really with the magnesium or any other type of minerals or, elements that you need for a good nourishment. By the way, people say, well, look, this is supposed to be love, guns, and freedom. Yes. And as I said, not every time I'm going to talk about guns, even we'll talk about guns and self-defense or politics. Because after all, the real freedom starts from the individual. You need to free yourself from diseases. You need to free yourself from government or medication. You're healthy, you can be free. That's what I'm trying to do here. And by the way, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not telling you exactly what you need to do to be healthy or what type of medication. I'm not that. I'm not a doctor. I just give you my opinion. Yeah, I got some little bit more knowledge than the average person when it comes down to nutrition. Before even I got my certification in personal trainer with NSM and also with the fitness nutrition specialist, that really doesn't mean anything because I studied my stuff without their certification. But still, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So let's find out where is this magnesium coming from. Spinach. Spinach is really important. But the point is, the tricky part is when you eat, let's say, raw spinach, you get only about 78 milligrams of magnesium per cup. But 1 cup of cooked spinach contains over 760 milligrams. That's twice the amount from kale or collards, with only Swiss chard beating the spinach as top source from leafy greens. So don't forget about the spinach. If you can, grow your own spinach or buy organic spinach. Seeds. Seeds are very important for many things, but when it comes down to magnesium, for example, pumpkin, sunflower, sesame, chia, hemp, and flaxseed are all great sources of magnesium. Seeds are also rich in anti-inflammatory fats and high in protein. Something that I really enjoy, by the way. And you need to, you don't need to have the seeds just like I do. I get chia in a spoon or in my mouth and boom, I put them down. You can sprinkle them in your salad, you can sprinkle them in your whatever, yogurt, whatever you like, okay? Now, chocolate, cacao, cocoa, cacao, okay? Hope I pronounce it right. Okay, we're talking about, this is not a typical chocolate that you would get from, let's say, full of sugar or this strange stuff, sweet stuff. I'm talking about pure cocoa. It's incredible high source of magnesium. Of course, dark chocolate, even cocoa powder. Now, remember something. You shouldn't just have just chocolate for magnesium because you don't want to eat too much. There is still going to be sugar there. A little bit of that, you feel good about it. And also it's good for your mood, in my humble opinion, based by facts. Almonds. Almonds are high in protein, vitamin E, and the highest source of magnesium among all nuts, with cashews being close a second. Almonds contain roughly 76 milligrams per ounce, about 23 nuts, and 15% of your daily needs. Interesting. Now, bananas. Bananas is really good for magnesium too, but not just magnesium, also you have potassium, and you have also fiber, and it's really good for vitamin B6 and manganese. Something to think about it. About out of the size, medium-sized banana, you get about 32 milligrams of magnesium. Coffee. Your morning coffee, don't forget to get a Zanna organic coffee, that's the best coffee, is the highest source of liquid magnesium you can consume. Wow. I drink about at least 5 or 6 espresso every day. Maybe that's why I'm always so unbelievably ready to go. I mean, seriously, magnesium is important for your muscle, for your brain. I'm super hype. In a good way, I really feel well. It's also higher than any food source. Wow, I have no idea. Just in case you were wondering, espresso has a higher magnesium content, but all coffee comes around 1,000 milligrams or more. Oh my. I don't even need to drink anymore or get any more of my supplements. It's pretty much, that's all I get my magnesium from. Do keep in mind that calcium from milk or refined sugar can interfere with magnesium absorption, so drink your coffee black. Like I like, for example, my espresso. That's great. All right, let's have a little break, some music. Today is a different show. I wanted to do something different. Life is short. Sometimes we get really, really focus on what we're doing, and we need to be focused. Sometimes we get stressed out. We don't want to get stressed out because you die when you're stressed out. No matter what happens, no matter what you do at the end, it's important, but it's all relative when you look in perspective of your life. Life that can be taken away any moment. Any moment we can be somehow gone. And I don't want to think about anything bad about it. I'm just talking about life is life. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're gone. You don't know when his time is coming. You have no idea. I have no idea. The point, we gotta really try to appreciate every second we have. And sometimes appreciating also means you don't want to get mad. I don't want to get mad. I'm tired to get mad. If somebody that you don't get along, there is no reason to continue to do that. Why? Why we have to do that? Sometimes, it's your fault, it's my fault, it's our fault, whatever's fault, whoever's fault. It's time to stop the cycle. It's time to stop the cycle. And it's a point that, you try, and sometimes you gotta just think, hey, can continue like that. So that's what I'm trying to say, okay? Let's have a little break. I want to play a little song. This is a song from one of my CDs. I want to surprise you now with a very romantic song. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Do not go away. Here we go. We are back almost at the end of the segment. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. This is a very interesting show. As I said, I wanted to take it easy. It's been 4th of July, by the way. And, I want to remind myself what really 4th of July is. It's not about barbecue. It's not about drinking cheap beer. It's not about, just getting drunk or going to the beach or whatever. 4th of July, it's to remember who we are as a country, the essence of this country. A country who chose to stand up against tyranny and take responsibilities and create some experiment that no other country ever done. This republic, even with all its fault, because after all, nothing's perfect. We are humans. But this was the best experiment among government in the world. In 4,000, 5,000 years of history, never happened like that. You can look at the Romans, you can look at the Greeks, the experiment they did with democracy that failed. The experiments that the Romans did with the republic, it wasn't really a republic compared to what we have here, or what we're supposed to have. Unfortunately, it's gone now. But the idea of our founding father was genius. So we need to get it back. Don't get me wrong. We used to be the land of the free, home of the brave. We're not. Too many things happened in the last 200 years. Day after day, year after year, they come like little leeches, and us, I don't even say them, we let them do it. We let them steal it. Our founding fathers fought and died and bled to give us a foundation that we didn't have to fight anymore. All we had to do was just to preserve what they left for us. We had just to preserve it, defend it. They had to fight for it. They had to fight for it, excuse me. So that's my point. And this is all starts where? If we are human beings, Americans, that we understand what we were, what we have become, and what we have to get back. And all for me starts from love. You need to love freedom. You need to love your family. You need to love yourself as some dignity for yourself to stand up against tyranny. And how do we stand up? Start from taking care of yourself. Be strong. Be the best you can be. Try to challenge yourself, because when you're free, when you're going to be completely, try to be healthier, you will become more independent. That's your independence. Start from yourself, your individualism. Okay? Now, that was a song, by the way, I just played a few minutes ago. I'm lost into your eyes. That's the way I support the show. That's why I support also my life. I do different things for a living, of course, as you know. We have Kingman First on Force. We're located at Kingman First on Force at 3001 Stockton Hill Road North in Kingman, Arizona. You can go to www.kingmanfirstonforce.com. We do incredible self-defense classes, Krav Maga, the Israeli self-defense system. We do firearms training. By the way, I'm really excited. I had a great rifle class, AR-15 for home defense. We enjoyed very much. Great time. Great learning experience. Even me that I teach, I'm a qualified instructor, but still I always learn. And right now, for me, I'm putting out my new challenge when it comes down to the firearms. I'm applying for this handgun combat master. It's one of the highest level of, training when it comes down to firearms with a handgun. It's a test. It's a very high demanding test. And I want to go for it. I should read it for you, maybe what exactly is about. Let's talk about that. Let's start first off for the first drill. The first drill we have is these exactly two rounds in 1 second or less at colloquial distance, what we call close contact. 2 rounds, it's in 1 second is not bad especially when you need to get it out from the holster. So you got to really start to get out the gun out of your holster at 0.7 at least. Anyway, today I want training. And I want to thank, Wendy. She's my student. And she helped me out with the training because I need somebody to somehow help me out a little bit, starting from the timer and maybe sometime taking some videos to see exactly how I'm performing, to correct myself. So she's really good. She helped me out. I appreciate it. And anyway, today my best time I started with exactly 1 second, 99 and 99 and then 1.3, something like that. And then finally went down what I supposed to be. And I was pretty happy because it took me like just 5 or 6 tests trying. And by the way, every time I shoot a live round, I also do at least 5 or 6, sometimes even 10 dry practice. That means without ammo. So, the time was today, my best time was 79 and then 99. And when I say 79, I mean 79 of a second. And then the second round, then 0.99. And then the best time, the final time I did, the last shot I got on video, it's exactly, let's see here, 78, and then 98. That was pretty cool. I like the improvement. Now, there are more tests. This is just the number 1 stage. There are like at least 12 or 13 different stages. And it goes all the way to 50 yards. Normally something in real life, handgun, you don't shoot 50 yards. I mean, normally you go for the rifle. But hey, sometimes you don't have a handgun. So that's the idea. So I'm going to be keeping you updated with the test, at least the training that I'm doing every week about this combat handgun for self-defense. Now don't forget that we also have great classes coming this month. The 3rd Sunday of the month at Kingman First on Force, we do free gun safety class. Yes, completely free. We've been doing that since the beginning of our training facility. So 3rd Sunday of the month, free gun safety class that you can learn everything about safety, about every firearms. any firearms. We got shotgun, rifles, handguns, semi-automatic, revolvers. It's a really, really good training. By the way, it's offered by my sponsor, my Zanna Coffee. Then we have another very good class. It's the fourth Sunday of the month. We do Arizona Concealed Carry Permit class. That's really good. It's great. It's normally, instructors can get you out of the class in 2 hours or so. We keep you there. I keep you there for at least 5 hours because I give you 10 times more what the state Arizona Department of Public Safety requires. I don't want you just to have the piece of plastic called concealed carry permit. I want you to be a responsible, a very informed and educated gun owners, that you will continue your study, your research, your journey in training. At least you know what to do, what to look for, okay? So that's very important. Now, of course, we have other important classes. Don't forget about Krav Maga. We are certified Krav Maga instructors here with the Krav Maga Federation of America. I'm studying continually with Master Alan Cohen from Israel. I really enjoy the opportunity to learn. Learning, it's an experience that never ends. That's the point. And I want to always give more and more and more. I probably told you already, I just got my certification with the National Academy of Sport Medicine for also mixed martial arts conditioning specialist. I'm not really into mixed martial arts. I don't like the things for tournament. I normally train for real life. But still, it's a great importance to train even in the physical aspect, how to condition your body. It's not just about how to, the techniques itself. Wow, time is gone by. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. And God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. Don't forget, if you want to support the show, please go to www.zanna.us. You can download any of my songs, any of my books, and everything you can find there, also my Zanna Coffee. Now, if you're on Amazon, find me. You can download any of my songs for just 99 cents. And I appreciate your reviews. Thank you very much. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna.
Wake up.